let it eat. Hey guys, today is a Mr. Dose day. This guy right here. So here's what we gotta do with Mr. Dose. First things first, gotta get the timing belt back on. Once the timing belt is back on, the motor mount on this side, engine mount on this side, can go back on along with the plastic timing covers, intake manifold, and a couple other little miscellaneous things. But main important crucial thing that I needed help to do this was to get the timing belt and the engine mount back on. For safety reasons, I wanted a second person here when I'm messing around with this engine hoist, just because I got my arms deep down inside here. So that's first agenda today. I definitely have to say I am absolutely obsessed with my new lighting. I got the idea from, I was looking online at different garage lighting setups and trying to figure out what I want to do, and I was looking at the pictures of people who have actually bought them, and I saw the pictures on this light set, and Taylor Ray, if you guys know of his YouTube channel, he actually had the same light set and he put a review on Amazon of it, like with pictures and stuff. And I was like, oh, they must be good, because he said they were good on their review. So I ordered a set and I put them in here, and dude, I love these lights. They're awesome. They're cheap too, they're really cheap. So I'll put a little link down below in the video description where I got them. So here's the deal. Right here is the crank pulley, and up top, what Spencer is gonna do, who's helping me today, he's going to put pressure on the exhaust cam, which is gonna take the slack out of the timing belt. I have the belt over, lined up right here at the mark. It's over the oil pump and over this idler pulley, but right up above is where the tensioner is. See if I can get a camera up here. So you can see Spencer's hands on it right now. The tensioner is up here, and because of where the tensioner at, you can't really get a screwdriver in here, a flathead, to pry the belt to slip it over the tensioner. So I've been trying to pry the belt over the oil pump right here, but it's so tight. Even with all the slack off the tensioner, I can't get it over the gears. Like, I'm not strong enough to bend the belt around it. So this belt is super tight. So I'm gonna get under here and get to tugging on belt. I'm pulling on the cam gear right now, which, oh my god!
It's alright, you don't have to crank too much on it.
Ouch, ouch.
You alright?
Yeah, it just hurts. This belt goes on really hard. There, now there's no innuendo there. You got it? Yay! So I can let go. You got it. But that was hard, right?
That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was definitely not easy. There's no way in hell I would have did that by myself. So I am thankful for help, because that was no joke getting that belt on there. It was tight.
It was super tight.
It was tight. It's hot in here. Okay, now that the timing belt is on, motor mount can go back on, plastic covers can go back on. It's crazy. That was like such a simple thing that has been hanging me up, but it's just like one of those things you can't do on your own. Oh, my glasses. Oh, well, I'm not really under the car. So now that I have the timing belt on and the lower engine plastic on, I gotta put the crank pulley on. And to do this crank pulley, what I'm gonna use is this little homemade handy dandy tool right here. And all I'm gonna do is thread this bolt into the crank itself, and then this nut right here, I'm going to tighten this nut, and as I tighten it, it will press the pulley onto the crankshaft. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Alright, it's on there. There we go. In case you were wondering, it's 107 Newton meters on the crank pulley, which is 78.9 foot-pounds or something like that. So yeah, it's all torqued up. Time to put this thing on. This is the last part that I needed help to do to get this motor mount down the side of the engine. What you have to do is there's pulleys right here, there's a pulley underneath it, and then the timing belt is about as wide as this. So this has to get fished inside around the timing belt, and then this sits in front of where the belts are at. So it's a pain to get this thing in there because this is exactly how wide the distance from the engine to the side of the car is. And then it's like a jigsaw puzzle or something, I don't know, I haven't done a jigsaw puzzle since I was little. But yeah, time to fish this thing. We're going fishing, let's leave it at that. We're going mount fishing. We're gonna mount some fish. I don't know where I'm going with this. Try raising it?
Yep.
Can you raise it more?
Yep.
That should be good?
Okay.
Got it.
There it is.
I fished it in there. What you're seeing right here is where the actual motor mount goes. And what I had to do is get that fatter area positioned right here in the gap. And then as he raised the engine, I was able to drop it just below where this pulley is into its little pocket. I may or may not have explained that very well, but you get the gist of it. The motor mount is now in its position, so I just gotta put the bolts in there, put the top cover on over the timing belt, and then we can actually bolt on the motor mounts and get this thing off the engine hoist and on the ground on its own wheels. I'm so excited. Okay, drop it down.
Another one.
There you go.
Got it.
So what we did is Spencer was over there on the jack and he lowered the jack just enough so that way I could get the bolt through the motor mount, and I got the motor mount bolted up to the block right now. So now I just have to get this guy and go somewhere on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Motor mount hardware. Let it eat. Cruise control box is on-ish for now. There's a bracket down here that doesn't quite line up, so I have to figure that out. So it's bolted on for now. I'll figure that out later though. Engine covers are back on. I got this engine mount on there. I got this little top doodad on there, and then he took care of the lower mount down there. It was just a couple bolts, put that on. So
Coming down easy. Yeah, got some weight.
Yay!
There we go.
We don't need this stupid thing anymore.
That's it, girl. That's it. We got it.
When I first got this car, I was missing the axle nut on this back right corner. Like, it just wasn't even on here. The wheel was on it and everything, but there was no axle nut on it. So I got the axle nut for it now. But problem is my 30mm socket is shallow. Off to the auto parts store to get a socket.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
There you go. There we go. I don't need silencers in my exhaust. I'm excited. Ouch. Get to put the exhaust on. This is fun. Da-da-da. I'm gonna mount this thing up before I call it a wrap for today. So yeah, let's put this exhaust on. All right, first gasket. Gasket. La gasketta. Mid-pipe. Ouch, I dropped the nut in my face.
Sick, white like that.
Wow, the flange on my Burke downpipe is so much bigger than the flange on this Chinesium exhaust. It's the next day, and I have to say I am so thankful I had so much help these past 2 days to knock out some progress on Teeter-Tot and Teeter-Tot. That's hard to say. Teeter-Tot and Mr. Dose. Blah. The exhaust is on, and on top of that, da-da, no more engine hoist. The engine is in and supported by its own engine mount. All I have left to do on Mr. Dose here now is I gotta do the clutch line. And I gotta make that clutch line, put it on, but not all back up together, and then put the intake and intake piping on, and some fuel in here. I gotta get some fuel in the car. I'm gonna knock that out while I have the car jacked up. So I'm gonna go change real quick, and then we'll get to work, okay? Bye. Today's episode of Arts and Crafts Corner is brought to you by pipe, clutch line, whatever. That didn't work. I thought it was gonna be funny, I guess not. What I have here is a big roll of pipe. So make sure it's the same diameter, which it is. All right. This is gonna be interesting because this stuff is pretty hard. Sandwich ties are making me want to go make a sandwich. So many sandwich ties. It's much cooler today. It's only 103 right now. A lot better than yesterday. It was like 111. Ouch. Ooh. It's sharp. End of it's sharp. So I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's 103 degrees outside and it's humid on top of that. And it's probably about 100 degrees inside this garage right now. So I'm going to a brake shop to get that clutch line made up. It's gonna waste way too much of my time to sit there and try to bend it with that stupid $3 little brake line tool I bought. And the other thing that I noticed it was doing that I really didn't like is it wasn't bending the corners evenly. I don't know if that's called like a mandrel bend, where the radius stays the same of the pipe throughout the bend. That's mandrel, right? Either way, it was kind of like crimping the brake line in the bends, and I didn't like that. Yep, so this place was a hard no. Looks like I'm gonna have to go to another place. They gave me the number and address to a place called Puritex. So I'm gonna head to Puritex and see if they can make me this clutch line. As soon as I snap my fingers, I will either have a brand new clutch line in the back of the Forester Gump, or it'll be boned, and not in a good way. Nope, I don't have the line in my car, which is a good thing because they're gonna do it. I'll have to come pick it up tomorrow. So it means I won't be able to get the clutch line on the car today. But at least I'll have a fresh new made line. Okie dokie, ouch. I'm gonna end this video here, and I will have some more content on the MR2 coming up for you really soon. So I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye. I hate it when your arms run out of blood underneath here.